Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Casual706 here, back with another Transformers unboxing / review. Today I'm covering Transformers, Power of the Primes, Deluxe Class, Wreck-Gar. Taking a quick look at the packaging. As always, dope artwork of Wreck-Gar up in the top left-hand corner of the package. We've got ages 8+ in 3 different languages below the toy. Now on the side of the package, they're actually showing Inferno as being the combiner that Wreck-Gar combines with. Now I personally picked up 2 of the toys because I want to do one as a combiner limb, and I want to have a standalone version of my Generations collection. The Junkions were kind of like the Sharkticons. They had large armies of them. So a lot of people do army building with the figures. So I've got a couple of different Wreck-Gars and I just want to have them displayed in the collection as an army. Now around to the back of the package here, we've got some product placement shots for some of the Power Masters in the Power of the Prime series. We have Megatronus, Solus Prime, and Quintus Prime. All 3 of those were reviewed on my channel, so if you're into those little guys, be sure to check out my reviews for them. Now it says it's going to take about 15 steps to transform Wreck-Gar from his robot to motorcycle mode and vice versa. They're also showing how the Power of the Prime's armor can be used as a weapon for him or displayed on the motorcycle. Now that armor also doubles as hands for the Combiner Wars Power of the Primes figures. Now in the top left hand corner we got a real quick bio for Wreck-Gar. The bio reads, "How will the scatterbrained Junkion leader wield the power of the Primes?" Alright, so since we took a look at the packaging, we're going to go ahead and bust this open and get to the good part. Alright, now with this guy out of the packaging, as always, we get a couple of familiar things. Now with the Power of the Primes figures, we get these little collectible art cards. The art card just has a more full rendition of the same artwork that was on the front of the package for Wreck-Gar. And on the back, we see that I got the Almagamus Wreck-Gar version, which is the yellow card variant. And it says, "A constantly evolving mass of parts and scrap." Very accurate card to have for a Junkion figure. Now those instructions are going to be double-sided. The instructions are showing how to transform him from his robot to motorcycle mode, and also how you can turn him into a leg or arm for whichever combiner you choose to combine him with. Alright, now with that out of the way, we'll take a look at the actual figure. The figure comes packaged with 2 weapons. Comes with the little Power of the Primes armor here. Now this little piece right here is actually just a little plastic placeholder, as you can see. And the reason it's there is because you can actually take a Power Master and plug it into there to give them more power. We're going to put that little placeholder back into place. Now the little peg on the back here is a 5mm peg. It's going to be usable with any Transformer figure that uses the 5mm peg scheme. So methods of displaying this in his robot mode are going to be limited to the hands. So you can kind of do like that, and I guess fold the little thumbs down and you can pretend that it's a blaster, like that. Now he's also got this little under tab right here, so I guess if you wanted to, you could take this little power armor thing and plug it into that if you wanted to, so he could kind of do an underwheeled weapon, I guess, like that. So now also coming with a little staff with a wheel on it. These little wheel things, actually when you twist them, they kind of flare out a little bit, as you can kind of see. And that's also going to be displayable in his hand as well, just like that. So he can display his little staff with the spinning wheel on it. So those are the weapons for this guy. Now bringing him a little bit closer here so we can take a look at the face sculpt and all. This in fact is a repaint of Groove from the Combiner Wars series, just with a different paint scheme and a different head. It's very similar to Groove here. I'll spin it around. Real nice paint job, no stickers or anything. Everything is painted onto the figure. Articulation, head is going to rotate all the way around. It's a very small head for Wreck-Gar. I think it would have been nicer if it was a couple millimeters a little bit bigger. But a very nice job with the head sculpt. You see he's got those red eyes there. silver face, and he's got the little goatee thing that he had going on in the original Transformers, the movie cartoon. Arms are going to have some kind of double joints going on here, so you can actually kind of lift the shoulder up a little bit. Then you got a ball joint right here at the shoulder, if you can see it, so you get a full rotation out of that arm. Swivel point right around the bicep region, so you'll be able to rotate that around. And then he's going to also have an elbow bend there. All right, now down here at the legs, fold the arms out. Down here at the legs, you got ball joints again. Now, you wouldn't be able to get a full rotation because of his waist and hip section kind of there, but you can get some really nice high kicks forward and backwards with this guy. And right below that joint there, you got a little swivel point right in here. So you'll be able to rotate that around, and that joint is about at the thigh. And then down here, he's going to have a knee joint as well. So, and the same thing will be on the other side of the figure. Same joints on both sides. This is a repaint remold of Groove from the Combiner Wars series. So I figured it'd be cool to bring Groove in to take a look here. As we can see, they are spot on as far as the mold used for the figure. There's really no variation whatsoever. It's exactly the same toy, just with a different paint scheme on it. And of course, he also gets a new head. Now, as we see, Groove's head was a little bit larger, which fits the size of the figure a lot better than Wreck-Gar's. But we'll spin those guys around so we can make comparisons. And we see, again, the exact same thing going on. And around to the back of the figure. And there's them from the other side. And around to the front. And of course they would look the same in the motorcycle modes as well. So I don't think I'm going to go the full mile of doing that comparison. But I just figured it'd be cool to break it out so we could see how similar they were. Alright, so we pulled that one out of the way. Another comparison I wanted to make real quick. Here we have the Generations Classics Universe version. I can't remember which one that was, but this is that version of Wreck-Gar, so I figured it'd be cool to kind of combine them together. I'm actually going to use both of these guys in my Generations collection. I may have one riding the other, I'm not sure. I actually feel like I've got two of this. I think they made a set that had two Junkions and had Hot Rod. So I kind of feel like I have another one of these. I can't remember. But just figured that'd be cool as a comparison. And last but not least, this is also a kind of remake-y toy of the G1. So I figured that'd be cool to break that out as well. So we see him in comparison with the G1 version. Now you see, you kind of got the same, excuse me guys, mine's a little floppy. I picked mine up at a swap meet or something a long time ago. So there you go, comparison with those two guys. So you got the red chest, silver lower section, kind of orange arms and brown and whatnot. Same color scheme kind of going on. Looks a lot like him. Whoop, there we go, flopping around again. Alright, so now we've compared him with Groove from the Combiner Wars, G1, Wreck-Gar, and the Classics, Generations, Universe versions. Alright, now to transform this guy real quick, since we've looked at all aspects of it, we will, first of all, we'll pull these arms out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and rotate this little waist section around here. The legs are actually going to kind of just open up here and collapse onto themselves, as you see. Just kind of like that. Or actually, we're gonna, while we have the legs open, this is tricky as hell if I remember right from Groove. I'm gonna take these little wheels, fold them over to the inside here. Same thing on both sides. And then if you look in on the inside of the wheels, I don't know if you're gonna be able to make that out in the video or not. There's little grooves. And you gotta kind of counter line them up. So we'll get that groove lined up there with that one. And the wheels should kind of push together there. Just like, well, not just like that because it didn't snap together. But it's kind of like that. This one is not snapping together well at all. My Groove did a lot better as far as lining up. But basically the gist is just to get the little plastic tabs that are poking out kind of cross aligned with each other, and the wheel will kind of hold itself together. So with that wheel together, now we're going to open up both of the legs here, and we're going to kind of collapse them. Maybe it wasn't the best thing to try to connect all that together at that point, but we'll fold these down, and the wheels are there again. At this point, you might have to kind of realign the wheels to get them back together, give everything a good squeeze and snap together. There we go. I think I've got the wheel lined up the best I can. All right, now the shoulders, actually going to push this up, and we're going to do the same thing on this other side. We're going to push that joint up. Then we're going to fold this head down into the chest lower section here. Then we're going to rotate these arms down this way, like that. Then we're going to rotate the bicep again so that we get the hands facing this direction here. Then we just fold them over, and there's going to be some little tab ports in the chest that those arms will just grab into and tab right into there. So there we go. Oh, I got a little plastic shaving off of my combiner port. So you end up with the guy kind of at this point here. There we go. That wheel keeps coming unaligned, but there we go. All right, so you end up at this point, then you're just going to take the little motorcycle front here, rotate that around there. This should also rotate to the front here, and then we just push it down. And then there we have his motorcycle mode. Looks very nice. Nice color scheme with it. Here's the front of the motorcycle there. And the other side here. So that's what's up with that. Now at the hand here, there's a little kickstand on the bottom of it. So you can bring that down, and that will possibly help you to get him to stand. There you go. You'll do better cocking the wheel out the opposite way of the kickstand to kind of help him stand up there. So that's that. And while we have him in the motorcycle mode, you can take the little Power of the Prime's armor and plug it into this little port on his back here. So if he doesn't have anybody riding, you can have the Power of the Prime's armor on the back there like that. Now, you can also, I'm noticing that there's a couple little ports here down at the wheel. So I don't know how this would work out, but if you wanted to, I guess you could take that Power of the Prime's armor and display it on the side just as like a little carrying pack or something with it. Or you could put it in that wheel too if you wanted to. So, no, there's also the actual combiner port on the bottom. So I guess if you wanted to, you could store it on the back of the motorcycle like that. All right, pull that off, and there should be a method to display this as well. Looks like it'll kind of fold over onto itself, and then maybe, yeah, you can fold it up for storage there like that. And then there's a tab on the side. I got to figure out where that goes though. All right, so the only thing I could really come up with, I guess, for storage, maybe if you take this little thing and clip it onto the motorcycle handlebars there, you could store that weapon on them like that. And I guess you could do it on either one of those motorcycle handlebars, kind of like that. So, all right, we'll pull that off. Now to do limbs with this guy, we'll get the motorcycle out of the way, just kind of like we had it in bot mode. Kind of down here like that. Then we'll take these arms out. We'll put them back to the side again, kind of like we did with the bot mode there. Yep, just like that. Flip that arm around so it can peg into the leg. Same thing on the other arm. We're going to bring that down to the side just like it was kind of in bot mode. And peg that hand into that leg. And voila. this would be the leg for whatever combiner you choose to combine them with. That port's already out because of transformation. And then you just take this little section down here. And I don't actually have a foot with me for this review, but you take one of the Combiner Wars feet or one of the Power of the Primes feet and plug it into the bottom there. And that'll be the leg mode for Wreck-Gar. All right, now if you want to make it into an arm, all you're going to do is open up those legs here and fully extend them out just like they were in the bot mode there, like that. And then you'll swivel the waist. Probably this way would be the best. Rotate those arms so that they're facing the back here, just like that. Put that kickstand in and move this port to the side. Now that's how it's going to be as a arm for a combiner. And we'll just take this little port here, fold it out to the back side, pull these fingers out here, fold both of the thumbs down, and plug it into that port there. So there is your arm for a combiner. In fact, I think I'm actually going to use him as an arm with Inferno there. Like that. Actually, my Inferno is probably going to end up being a kind of patched together figure. I've got the Hasbro and Takara version of the Technobots. So I figured a lot of them are red. I'm probably going to use a lot of the Takara versions since they don't really look like the G1 Technobots that I remember. Probably going to use a lot of them to kind of fill out limbs on Inferno there. So that's what's up with Wreck-Gar. Now if you guys liked the video, be sure to click the like button. Also leave me a comment. It's a lot more motivational to do videos when people are leaving you feedback on them. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any Transformer unboxings or cool videos in the very near future. And if you guys are on Red Dead, add me on PlayStation Network at Casual, K-A-S-U-A-L 706. So whenever they open up the online section of the game, I'd love to do some raids and hang out with you guys on there too. With all that said, appreciate the view again, guys. Casual 706. Out.